Alright, so remember how I brought my voltmeter and we used it to check the voltage of our circuit with the cables? So I have the voltmeter right now hooked up through the cables to the battery, which is a 1.5 volt battery. So we should read around 1.5 volts, and we get 1.4, which is close. It means the battery's okay. It's not quite perfect, but it's good. So that's how we read a voltage that stays the same, which is what a battery is. There's other kinds of voltages, like this thing, which puts out a waveform that the voltage constantly changes, and we can't just look at one number. We need to look at the voltage as it changes over time. So we get a lot of different voltage points. I'll show you on this in a second. But first I want you to see what this looks like on here. So I'm going to take my lead, which comes from the oscilloscope. I'm going to take that lead, and it's got 2 points too to measure voltage. And I'm going to connect one side to that side of the battery, and then I'm going to connect the other side to this side of the battery. And if you watch the voltmeter, the oscilloscope, as I touch it, you'll see that it jumps up. Right? There it is. So now it's on, now it's off. There it is, on, off, on. So you can see it jumps up when I turn it on, off. And now I'm touching it and it's on, and it jumped up. On, off, on. But it stays a straight line because the battery, once I connect it, I'm just going to connect it and we'll look at it up here. So it went from here to up here. The battery's putting out the same voltage the whole time, so it's not really very interesting to look at. It's the same as looking at this thing, which stays at 1.48. This thing shows that the voltmeter down here is going to stay at 1.48. Then there's the waveform generator. So I'm going to hook the oscilloscope up to the waveform generator, and you are going to see on the screen, there it was, there. So when I hook that up to the waveform generator, I get a waveform, which is the voltage changing over time. So you can see that it goes up and down. Can't really show it with, I don't have enough fingers. It goes up and down and up and down, and that right there is a sine wave, which is the most important wave in electronics and science because it represents a circle, and everything in the world is made from circles. Squares don't actually exist. They are actually sine waves that add together, circles that add together to make squares. I'll tell you more about that someday.